This is a 1982 Chevrolet C-10. We're going to take a look at it. It's a 1982 Chevrolet C-10 Silverado. It's a nice truck. Got the proper Cobra radial GTs on it. Really nice bed. And no dents in it. Looks like it's never been used. There's no paint, but it's really slick. Not a dent in that bed anywhere. It's a really nice truck. It's had a few chrome pieces put on it here and there. Belongs to my friend Logan and his wife. Looks like it's had a few things done to it here and there. It's really special though. It's got something special. I'll show you here in a minute. It's got the traditional visor. Sunroof. Somebody's put some hood scoops on it. Let's check this out. This is the really special part. It's got a LS swap. That's awesome. It's clean. It's been put in there clean. It's got a single belt runner system on the front. No wires hanging everywhere. Everything's tucked up nice. All relays over here. Computer. Things put in there sweet. Braided transmission lines. This thing sounds like a beast. It sounds good. I think it's a little cammy, I believe. It's got a nice bench seat. Cup holders in it. Got their name embroidered into the seat. This thing is awesome. Nice steering wheel. Got the red gauges. Let's see if it'll start. Oh yeah. Made for it. Got the pipes turned out here. You got the header dumps open right now? You got the headers open right now? This thing has header dumps on it. Here comes the headers. They were open. That's just exhaust. You can open it up anytime you want to. It's just a sweet little ride. It's done upright, made for cruising. Idling at what, 576 RPMs? Gotta love that LS sound. I didn't think LS's with cams would sound too choppy, but this one sounds good. Nice and clean. I like it. Yeah. So the LSX is a cast iron Corvette block, I guess, or like the Corvette block. This thing's wicked. Headers on it. He's going to put a few more chrome doodles and baubles here on it. And I asked him why the C-10, was there a history or a story? And he said it's just an 80s thing. He's got an IROC, he's got this, he's got the 80s Cooper Cobras. He's definitely born 30 years too late, because this is all the stuff. When I was in high school, every car in the parking lot was like this. There'd be an old Comet, there'd be an 80s model pickup truck, there'd be this, or even that Nova that we've got in the garage over there. That's the kind of cars that were popular. When you go to the high school now, you see Toyota Priuses and tiny little SUVs that are anonymous, that have no name or no brand. And I don't think the modern kids get it. But when you can look at this vehicle and look at a young guy driving a modern vehicle like this, it's obvious that he understands. He gets it. And with the header cutouts, this is everything that we dreamed of when we were in high school back in the 80s. You got a lot of boys had these trucks and had side pipes on them, which I don't understand why, but they sounded good. They had the little vans, short wheelbase vans with the side pipes. And this truck, it's got everything. It's got the sunroofs, the customary 80s sunroof that you have to have, the spring back antenna. It's got it all, the chrome fender flares. I don't remember what the type of those wheels are. I can't read it. You know what those are called?
Pacer.
Pacer. Maybe it's an American racing wheel. I like those deep dish, big wide tires. This thing is, it pushes all the buttons and checks all the boxes for a modern guy to drive a vehicle. Looks good. Heartbeat of America, got to have that. That's more of a 90s thing, but it's awesome. Has it got LED headlights?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. It's got the 4 headlights and they're LED, and I bet they're bright. And how's it go down the road?
Got out.
Huh? How do you turn that header back off? Oh, it's remote? Nothing. Definitely needs a cowl hood scoop.
Yeah,
Cowl
2
hood,
inch.
2-inch cowl hood, or maybe even 4. When you put the blower on it, you can put your 4-inch cowl hood on it. I like it. I like the way the gauges work. That's awesome. Here we go.
Yeah.
Steer's amazing. It steers good, especially with wide tires on it.
My tread made a big difference on it.
Yeah. So you had flat spots in your other tires?
Yeah. You couldn't get past 45.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no vibration now.
I probably need to put shocks on it, I feel like. You can feel it.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. This is probably one of the most popular body styles of trucks that's ever been out. Everybody wants the short box c-10. I like the long boxes myself just because I use them as work trucks. This thing just cruises right along. What, 1,000 RPM? Is it 4-speed?
No, 5-speed.
5-speed automatic?
Yeah.
Huh?
Really? Yeah.
So it's got the, 4L60 or something like that in it?
4L60.
Which the 4L60 is just a beefier version of the 400 turbo transmission with the overdrive. 400 turbo with overdrive.
I wanted to do 4L80, but that was a big price difference.
Yeah. Oh, it runs out smooth. When we go back towards the house and across the bridge, can you open those headers up?
Yeah.
Even with this small steering wheel, it drives just amazing. I love this wood grain steering wheel with that Chevrolet logo in the center.
You can get them for $130 on Amazon, I believe.
Somebody's hubcap laying there on the side where they bring. It's all good. It's geared about right.
I bet it shifts like your old black truck. The 07 Classic?
More like the, I think it feels more like the 88.
Really?
Yeah. It's an overdrive transmission in it too.
Yeah.
It's a 4-speed overdrive. And to me it feels like it just driving. It feels like my 88. Because I've got the bigger wheels on the front. You were talking about putting a rear disc. You know, you can keep this axle and you can find a later model like a Camaro. I've got one at the house that Gary gave me.
Yeah.
You find a later model rear end and just pull your axles out and take your mounting plates for your brakes off, and those 4 bolts will be the same pattern as your later model Camaro disc brake assembly. Just bolt your assembly on and put your axles back in, and you've got disc brakes without having to swap your axles or anything, without having to buy a super expensive kit. You just find an old late model Camaro axle, like a like a 90s model Camaro or something like that. Like, is your got rear disc?
No.
One later than that, probably.
Yeah, the
one that's got
fourth
rear
gen.
disc on it. Probably late 80s, early 90s rear end. Just if you go to the junkyard, you probably just take the axles off, take it off right there. But all you need is those backing brakes.
Yeah.
But you have to get a different type of. I think you have to get a different proportionate valve because they're balanced differently. Rear brake, rear disc, and 4-wheel disc is balanced differently than the other disc. You might even have to get a different master cylinder because of the way it does the pressure.
Right.
But it'd be real easy to get a master cylinder. You can save yourself some money. The kit, I think the kit's about $500. You can get those back in place probably for $100 or something. But you still probably have to get a master cylinder.
You want me to hit the headers?
Wait till we get on down here a little bit. Feels good.
Yeah.
Nice to be. I've had so many of these square body Chevys, but I've never, other than Blazers, I've never had a short wheelbase.
Yeah. All long wheelbase.
Yeah, they've all been. Of course, I've always used the work trucks too. I've never really had any show trucks. Some of my Suburbans were show trucks. Some of I had a Blazer or two that were lifted, but they weren't really show cars.
K10.
Yeah. I had a big snowplow Blazer that it came with a 6-inch lift.
Yeah.
And I think we added 3 more to it and put super swampers on it. Intercoats. Open this box up. Love it.
Sounds pretty good. the gear ratio is on it.
It's just right, whatever it is. It takes off perfect. And that transmission's got a little bit lower first gear too, so that gives you a little more bottom end power. You get all your trim details worked out. You need to ride down track at least once just to see what it'll do.
Yeah.
To see if you're happy with the rear end. But if you're on the highway, this is probably perfect. Well, that concludes our little ride in the C-10. This thing was fun. Fun riding down the highway. Yeah, it's good and clean. Sounds good with the headers open. I want to thank Logan and Ashley for letting me drive it, because I know this is their baby. But I do appreciate you guys for riding along with me. Thanks for hanging out, and everybody stay clean.